Right now, let's go now to Paris, where we're hearing from Olympic boxer Harry Garside.
It wasn't how you planned, but in your emotion and your honesty, how are you feeling and how are you going at the moment?
It's been a pretty tough couple of hours, mate, since I fought, and to go out the back and see mum and dad, that was probably the hardest. The highs and lows of sport, like, we're athletes, we care. Like, it's the Olympic Games and 2 decades trying to chase this dream, and for it to be over like that, you feel like a bit of a disappointment, but that's sport, right? That's life.
You said you felt like a failure, but I think I want to take the chance to speak for, I feel like I speak for everybody to say that please don't, like, we want to say to you that you're not a failure and we don't want you to think that. And do you understand that that's what people are thinking too?
Yeah, I really appreciate the support that I've had since I fought, and has been unbelievable. I feel so grateful to be Australian right now, but it is a failure, and I really want young people especially to see that, like, life's hard sometimes. Like, we fail, we get knocked down. Sometimes it's our fault, sometimes it's not. Sometimes life just knocks us down, and it's challenging, it's tough, but it's always our choice what we do next and how we react to hard times. And of course, the next period of my life will be really challenging. I'm sure there'll be a lot of ups and downs and a lot of questioning myself and that inner critic. We've all got it. It's going to be quite tough, but I'm really proud of the work that I've done over the last sort of 5 years of my life to try and have a better relationship with myself, and I really hope that holds me in good stead over the next little period.
Why do you think you let Australia down? You said you let Australia down, or you were disappointed for Australia, or disappointment. Why is that?
I truly thought that I could do it. Like, as athletes, we visualise, every day I would visualise. I had alarms on my phone like 10 times a day, and I would stop and I would visualise myself on the podium. I could see it. I could feel it on my skin. And I feel like I brought people on the journey with me because I could feel it in my body. I could feel it in my veins. And to not get it done is just like, I feel like a bit of a disappointment for that. But I shot for the stars, and I will always be the man in the arena trying to shoot for the stars, and hopefully I grab something at some point.
Is that you putting pressure on yourself, or do you feel the pressure coming representing Australia?
It's definitely more the pressure I put on myself, mate, for sure. I've always had really, really high expectations of myself, and I truly believe every human in this world has the potential to do wild things. We just got to give ourselves the opportunity to try. And when I started the journey at the age of 7, when I was inspired by Grant Hackett in 2004, I had a really low self-worth at that time, and it's crazy to think that 2 decades later, this is my second Olympic Games, and it's like I believe that I deserve to be here, and I know the 7-year-old kid didn't think that at the time, but I think I've shown that 7-year-old kid that he deserves to be here, and this definitely isn't the end for that kid and for myself. Should
athletes be a little more emotional? Because sometimes, they hold back things. You have let it all out today.
I think it's life. I really encourage people to show all their emotion, the highs and lows. We all struggle, especially with social media these days, but it's all a highlight reel, right? But life's hard sometimes, and I had this perspective today when I was like eating some food. Boxing, we make weight, and I was really struggling to make weight, and I finally got some food, and I was eating a cookie. First sort of bad food I've had in a long time, and I had this like weird epiphany, like there's people in this world who are struggling, like really struggling. There's war, there's famine, there's parents out there struggling to put food on their table for kids, and here I am complaining about losing a match in sport. Like, yes, of course, I need to honour my feelings, need to honour my emotions, but I chose this, right? It's tough, it sucks, absolutely, but there's people out there who are really struggling in this world, and the sun comes up tomorrow. I've got people around me who love me and respect me, and I've always got my back, and I felt that today. I felt like Australia has my back, and I feel really grateful to be Australian today.
Most of us think of boxers as being the big tough guys that, they just get knocked down and they get back up. You're a little bit different.
I'm the furthest thing from a tough guy, I'll tell you that right now. I think I initially started boxing at the age of 7 because I felt extremely weak compared to my brothers. So I think I started to try and prove my manhood, and in that process I actually realised how tough I was internally, and we all have that inner strength in us. We all have the highs and lows in life, the emotions. It's how good is it being human? Riding the wave of suffering, of failing, and I know the next month or two will be really challenging, but I have some amazing people around me to support me in that, and all that I've learned over the last 2 decades I think will help as well.